Так, проверим звук. Угу, звук отличный. Честно говоря, я не особо успел тут ничего поделать. Я единственное, что сейчас сделал, это залез в игру для того, чтобы кое-что проверить. А, например, то, на каком именно я запоролся и теперь почему именно я не могу взять квесты гильдии воров. Оказалось все просто. В начале гильдии бойцов была очень классная миссия стащить книгу у Сотельд, кодовую книгу. Причем неважно, стащишь ты ее, убедишь ее отдать или просто прибьешь Сотельд, вообще не важно, в гильдию воров после этого уже не вступить. Вот такая интересная механика. Причем, если ты уже вступил к тому моменту, то тогда, ну, тебя, пожалуй, проблема будет только если ты прибьешь эту самую Сотельд, а все остальное будет как бы ок. Вот. А вот если я не вступил, то теперь уже все. То есть я убеждаю всех до 100%, и это вообще не работает. Короче, ладно, я не парюсь теперь с гильдией воров, потому что я просто потом ее отдельно пройду, загружу какой-нибудь первый день и, короче, просто на читах это все пройду. Ну, я имею в виду, начитерю себе какой-нибудь там 20 левел, условно, и просто пройду, чтобы было проще. Вот, как-то так. Так, еще что я сделал? Я себе намудрил неких спеллов для того, чтобы, короче, качать некие вещи. Вот, мистицизм и иллюзию и conjuration я себе сделал. Вот такие два заклинания, но для того, чтобы, короче, бафать себя и тем самым бафать себе, ну, апать себе этот самый, как его называют, магические скиллы, короче, как-то так. Так. I told Ranis, так, все, ладно, теперь я в Альдруне, и теперь я буду здесь что-нибудь мудрить. По-моему, Эдвина там должна быть. Эдвина, как я почитал, это у нас очень заинтересована в том, чтобы найти двемеров. И найти, ну, все про тайну исчезновения двемеров. What's so important that you would interrupt my studies? If you must have duties for the Mages Guild, I suppose I could think of something. Duties? Yes, Journeyman, there is something you could do for me. I'm looking for a copy of the rare dwarven book, Chronicles of Chuleft. It is a rare dwarven tome. None of the Mages Guild branches have a copy, and it is simply essential to my research. Would you be willing to find a copy for me? Yes. Excellent. Here's 250 septums to cover your expenses. Time is of the essence. Это не проблема. Вообще не проблема. Я даже примерно понимаю, где я ее могу искать. Есть у меня один вариант. Travel, соответственно, Балмора. И там есть такой торговец книгами. Надо ли мне сейчас что-нибудь отсюда выкинуть? Ладно, если будет все забито, то я выкину, да. Да вот она, пожалуйста. Угу. Все. В принципе, вот и все. У меня есть одна безумная идея. Вот такая. Chronicles of Chuleft. This is a chronicle of events of historical significance to the Dwemer freehold colony of Njuleft. The text was probably recorded by an Altmer, for it is written in Old Mary's. Так, секунду. 23. The death of Lord Ihlandam. It happened in second planting, so it's a PD 1220, that Lord Ihlandam, on a journey in the western uplands, came to Chuleft, and Protector Anchard and General Rukunchunch met him there, and Delin Zachu also came to the meeting. They talked together long by themselves, but this only was known of their business, that they were to be friends of each other. They parted, and each went home to his own colony. Bloodthenge and her sons came to hear of this meeting, and saw in this secret meeting the treasonable plot against the councils, and they often talked of this among themselves. When spring came, the councils proclaimed, as usual, a council met in the house of Bons Omshent. The people accordingly assembled, hand-fasted with ale, and sung, drinking bravely, and many things were talked over at the drink table, and among other things were comparisons between different dwemer, as at last among the councillors themselves. One said that Long Ichlendam excelled his fellow councillors by far and in every way. At this councillor Bloodthenge was very angry, and said that she was in no way less than Lord Ichlendam, and that she was eager to prove it. Instantly both parties were so inflamed that they challenged each other to battle, and ran to their arms. But some citizens who were less drunk and more understanding came between them and quieted them, and each went back to his colony, but nobody expected that they would ever meet in peace again together. But then, in the fall, Lord Ichlendam received a message from Councillor Bloodthenge inviting him to a parley at a Handor Stardums. And all Ichlendam's kin and citizens strongly urged him not to come, fearing treachery, but Lord Ichlendam would not listen to counsel, not even to carrying with him his honor guard. And sadly it came to pass that, while travelling to Handor Stardums in Shinjin Pass, a host of foul creatures set upon Lord Ichlendam and killed him and all of his party. And many citizens said thereafter that Bloodthenge and her sons had conjured these beasts and set them upon Lord Ichlendam, but nothing was proven. Lord Ichlendam lies buried at a place called Leftunch. Прикольно. Да, можно что-то узнать из этого. Абсолютно точно. Меня сюда. Это не ты. Вот, Эдвина. Well, don't just stand there. Have you found a copy of Chronicles of Juleft or not? You actually found a copy? Excellent. Now give the book to me. I'm a press journeyman. I hope you're always this efficient. Duties. I have been waiting for ages to get a detect creatures potion from Skink in Tree's Shade in Sadrith Mora. It's simply taking Skink in Tree's Shade forever to finish it. Go to Wolverine Hall in Sadrith Mora and bring the potion back to me as soon as Skink is finished.
Well met. Greetings.
Квест из разряда «Подай, принеси», но он легкий. Sadrith Mora.
First the vision, then
Skink in Tree's Shade. I'm at your service. Are you here for duties or advancement? Detect creatures potion. Yes, of course, soft skin. Take this potion back to Edwina, along with my apologies. Speak with me again next time you're here. I may have some duties for your journeyman. Отдал. Без проблем.
Go ahead.
Альдрун. Ah, at last you've brought me a detect creatures potion. Excellent. Why don't I give a potion more useful to a journeyman in the field? Cyrilonwe in the Mages Guild and Vivek has somehow acquired a copy of Chimarvamedium. It is the 6th volume of Marobar Sul's Ancient Tales of the Dwemer. Most of the ancient tales are not truly Dwemer in origin, but this one may be an exception. It deals with some sort of golem or centurion. Would you be willing to borrow this book for me? Yes, thank you, Atari. Cyrilonwe usually Cyrilonwe probably keeps the book near her in the Mages Guild in Vivek. Do whatever it takes to get the book, and then return it to me. If you caught stealing, of course, it is a crime against the guild, so be careful. And take these scrolls just in case. Ну, мне они не нужны, ну ладно. Короче, надо спереть парочку книг, это весело. А, Вивек, да? Ну, там все повзламываю, да и все.
How can I help you?
Угу.
Ah, a visitor. What may I do for you?
Ну, класс.
All right then, I'm listening.
Да, ребятки. Но я бы почитал. Серия про двемеров получится. Чимарвамидием. О, Heavy Armor подняли, нормально. Ancient Tales of the Dwemer Part 6 by Marabar Sul. О, она большая, ну ладно, почитаем. After many battles, it was clear who would win the war. The Chimera had great skills and magic and bladery, but against the armored battalions of the Dwemer, clad in the finest shielding wrought by Jnago, there was little hope of their ever winning. In the interest of keeping some measure of peace in the land, Sthavin the warlord agreed to a truce with Karenithil, Barif the beast. In exchange for the disputed lands, Sthavin gave Barif a mighty golem which would protect the Chimera's territory from the excursions of the northern barbarians. Barif was delighted with his gift and brought it back to his camp, where all his warriors gaped in awe at it. Sparkling golden hue, it resembled a Dwemer cavalier with a proud aspect. To test its strength, they placed the golem in the center of an arena and flung magical bolts of lightning at it. Its agility was such that few of the bolts struck it. It had the wherewithal to pivot on its hips to avoid the brunt of the attacks without losing its balance, feet firmly planted on the ground. A vault of fireballs followed, which the golem ably dodged, bending its knees and its legs to spin around the blasts. The few times it was struck, it made certain to be hit on the chest and waist, the strongest parts of its body. The troops cheered at the sight of such an agile and powerful creation. With it leading the defense, the barbarians of Skyrim would never again successfully raid their villages. They named it Chimarvamedium, the hope of the Chimera. Barif has the golem brought to his chambers with all of his house thanes. There they tested Chimarvamedium further, its strength, its speed, its resiliency. They could find no flaw with its design. Imagine when the naked barbarians first meet this on one of their raids, laughed one of the house thanes. It is only unfortunate that it resembles a Dwemer instead of one of our own, mused Karenithil Barif. It is revolting to think that they will have a greater respect for our other enemies than us. I think we should never accepted the peace terms that we did, said another, one of the most aggressive of the house thanes. Is it too late to surprise the warlord Sthavin with an attack? It's never too late to attack, said Barif, but what of his great armored warriors? I understand, said Barif's spy master. that his soldiers always wake at dawn. If we strike an hour before, we can catch them defenseless before they've had a chance to bathe, let alone don their armor. If we capture their armorer Jnago, then we too would know the secrets of blacksmithery, said Barif. Let it be done. We attack tomorrow, an hour before dawn. So it was settled. The Khmer army marched at night and swarmed into the Dwemer camp. They were relying on Khmer Varmedium to lead the first wave, but it malfunctioned and began attacking the Khmer's own troops. Added to that, the Dwemer were fully armored, well rested, and eager for battle. The surprise was turned, and most of the high-ranking Khmer, including Korenithil, Barif the Beast, were captured. Though they were too proud to ask, Stavin explained to them that he had been warned of their attack by a calling by one of his men. "What man of yours is in our camp?" sneered Barif. Khmer Vamedium, standing erect by the side of the captured, removed its head. Within its metal body was Jnago, the armorer. "A Dwemer child of 8 can create a golem," he explained, "but only a true great warrior and armorer can pretend to be one." Publisher's note: this is one of the few tales in this collection which can actually be traced to the Dwemer. The wording of the story is quite different from older versions in Old Mary's, but the essence is the same. Khmer Vamedium may be the Dwemer, Chmarthunidams. This word occurs several times in plans of Dwemer armor and animunculi, but its meaning is not known. It is almost certainly not the hope of the Khmer, however. The Dwemer were probably the first to use heavy armors. It is important to know how a man dressed in armor could fool many of the Khmer in the story. Also note how the Khmer warriors react. When this story was first told, armor that covered the whole body must have still been uncommon and new, whereas even then, Dwemer creations like golems and centurions were well known. It is a rare scholarly moment. In a rare scholarly moment, Marabarsul leaves a few pieces of the original story intact, such as parts of the original line in Old Mary's. A Dwemer of 8 can create a golem, but an 8 of Dwemer can become 1. Another aspect of this legend that scholars like myself find interesting is the mention of the calling. In this legend and in others, there is a suggestion that the Dwemer race as a whole had some sort of silent and magical communication. There are records of the Sijic order which suggest they too share this secret. Whatever the case, there are no documented spells of the calling. The Cyrodiil historian Borgusilus Melior first proposed this as a solution to the disappearance of the Dwemer. He theorized that in the first era, 668, the Dwemer enclaves were called together by one of their powerful philosopher-sorcerers, like a Kagurnak in some documents, to embark on a great journey, one of such sublime profundity that they abandoned on the older cities and lands to join the quest to foreign climes as an entire culture. Такие дела. Это интересно. Did you get it? You have a copy? Yeah, thank you. I will return the book to you soon, but in the meantime I have more duties. I have been distracted from my studies by several reports from Morgan. Apparently there is some sort of disturbance in the Hulin's hut. Since Hulin is a member of the guild, we really ought to do something about the disturbance. I simply haven't had time to do it myself. My research is at an absolutely critical phase. Would you go to Morgan and take a look for me? Yep. Excellent. Go to Morgan. I'm sure someone there can give you further directions. Take care of this for me, so I can continue my studies in the place. Studies in peace. Все, понял, сюда.
I'm listening. Ah, hello. Did you want something?
We make a special trip just for you. Say low.
Helene's hut. It's outside the town walls to the southeast near the shrine.
No, you have no manners.
Southeast это туда. А, ну вот она. Ну и бардак вам тут развели. Да, полный бардак. О, Матерь Божья.
I'm listening.
Is the scamp really gone? Thank you, whoever you are. This is all my fault. I wanted to be a real sorcerer, not just Helene's apprentice for the rest of my life. I wanted to prove I could summon a scamp. Then Helene would have to take me seriously. I'm just glad it's all over now. Thanks for killing the scamp, Tari. At first he did everything I told him, but he tricked me. He wasn't really under my control. Then he started tearing the place up, and he took all of my clothes, and I locked myself in this closet, and it's been just horrible. I don't want to be a sorcerer anymore. I won't ever summon another Daedra as long as I live. Scamp, scamp, scamp. Так, так, так. А где, собственно, сама эта... Надо ж попасть в пепельную бурю прямо сейчас, а?
We make a special trip just for you. Same low pray.
Страшно, вырубай.
I'm listening.
Yes, Outlander. How do you do?
What did you find at Helene's hut? Was it worth all these intolerable interruptions? So, Helene's apprentice summoned a scamp. Is that all? I can't believe I was distracted from my studies for something so trivial. Speaking of which, I discovered these scrolls during my research. You may find them useful. Judas. Yes, Atari, I have finished my study of Chimar Vomedium. Can you believe this isn't about a Dwemer construct at all? This book was completely useless. In any case, I need you to return the book before Cyrilonwy suspects anything. Return the book to wherever you found it.
Share your thoughts.
А,
friend.
я
I
тут еще
enjoy the
прочитал, что это можно вернуть очень хитрым способом. Сейчас, секунду. Даже говорят, что она ничего не заподозрит.
Go ahead.
Сюда, сюда, сюда. Нет, не совсем. Вот в эту сторону. Да блин, да где ж ты есть-то? Не совсем сюда. Вроде бы как вот сюда. Ну-ка, сохранюсь. Kimmer of a Medium. How did you... I mean, where did you get a copy of Kimmer of a Medium? I've been looking for this book. Perhaps you'd be willing to part with it? Give her the book. Thank you, I won't forget this. Just a suggestion. Keep quiet about this book, Atari. Some members of the Mages Guild can be very jealous. Вот и все. А,
How
ну,
are you?
да, собственно, я просто ее отдал. Вот так вот, очень хитро. Вот я отсюда, если я пойду так и так, ну да, так будет быстрее. Надо в ту сторону. Did you return? The book has been returned? Good way, journeyman. Good work, journeyman. Once I know the locations of some Dwemer ruins, I will be asking you to travel to some dangerous places. These amulets will help you to return to safety. Наконец-то. Отлично. Шикарно. Все, все, все. У меня все есть. Так, хорошо. Duties. I have no duties for you now, but speak with me again when you can, when you have earned the rank of conjurer. Так, advancement. Requirements. Так.
I must say, I find you most interesting right
А,
now.
так.
Please go ahead.
Нет, не advancement. Conjurer. Так, conjurer, где он там должен быть? Так, Mages Guild. One skill at 30. Так, что у меня можно до 30 быстро прокачать? И так. Mysticism. О, вот, отлично. Я могу до 30 прокачать мистицизм. Illusion 15, Alteration 16. Так, Conjuration отвратительно 6. Ну, короче, как-то вот так вот я буду идти. Так, хорошо, мистицизм. Upmist. Ну да, это будет долго, я понял. Так, а меня кто-нибудь... А, да, меня обучат Балмора. Ну, значит, слишком долго. Так, хорошо. Мистицизму, по-моему, вот она учит.
Greetings. What exactly do you require
Кстати, не
of me?
она. Возможно, что она. Он, вернее.
What do you think of
28.
Balmora, Outlander?
Вот когда я куда-нибудь пойду, я и буду качать ее дальше своим хитрым способом.
I'm listening,
Так,
please.
все
Go
остальные
ahead.
должны быть... Two skills at 5. Ну, это у меня есть. Но сейчас я проверю, мне хватит такого или нет. О, кстати, я же могу сделать прямо
Hello,
так, да?
Outlander. I hope you won't take too much of my
Of
time.
А, не, я могу
What
это
may I
сделать
do
там.
for you?
Так, Old Rune.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
The Evoker. Duties. Так, вот теперь Conjurer. Сейчас я проверю. 40. Так, вот 40 это уже серьезно. А два других на 15, да? Два других на 10. А, ну тут два других на 10 у меня есть. У меня Illusion и Alteration на 10. Так, Illusion да есть же здесь, да? Да, все в порядке. Сейчас проверим, сработает так или нет.
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
Share your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company.
Мгм. Да, там взносы надо заплатить, бла-бла-бла. Conjurer, окей, advancement. Так, ну может быть, но только requirements, наверное, там уже полтос нужен, да? Да, 2 на 15, 1 на полтосе. Ну ладно, это я докачаю. Так, duties. I'm so glad you asked, Conjurer. As at this delicate phase of my research, I need to study a Dwemer tube. They are easy enough to find. I believe I saw some in Arkenthunsturdums when I was last there. Would you be willing to travel there and bring back the Dwemer tube? I appreciate your dedication, Atari. It's northwest of Knisses, but there is an easier way to get there. Go to Old Velothi and follow the coast to the west. Take the Silt Strider to Gnesis and follow the roads north. I will mark Old Velothi on your map. Нет, я лучше выйду и отсюда через Морган.
I must be going, so if you could make it quick.
Вот Гнесис, и поехали в Морган.
Where would you like to go?
Так, что-то указатели мне вообще не помогают. По идее, теперь вот сюда. Что, я буду бегать по кругу там, что ли? Ничего не понял. Вот это, наверное. Да-да-да, вот так, типа того, да. Угу. Угу. Так, ну... West of Old Veloti. On the coast. Это типа туда, наверное. Стоп, где я? Стоп, чего? Секундочку. Это же не Хуул? Вроде нет. У Альт-Велоти, блин, есть своя гавань, и они не... И сюда не ходят корабли? Серьезная заявочка. Да, это, блин, Альт-Велоти. Я с ума сошел сейчас. Офигеть. Я к тому, что я тут как бы вообще-то был, и я забыл, что здесь есть какая-то часть с пристанью. Абсолютно забыл. Так, мне сказали by the coast. Вот эти ребята, они не очень. Вот это что ли оно? Где я? Ну, конечно, ты в него не попадешь, правильно? Правильно. Да, это оно, только теперь надо аккуратно. Итак, еще раз, что мне надо? Двемер тюб мне нужен. Секунду. Вот и весь Двемер Тьюб. Так, секунду. Но тектоплазма, она не особо полезная. Так, у меня есть какой-нибудь вариант поднять света, что ли, накинуть? Дорогой. Так, пока ничего. Да, вот демерская трубка. Все. Так, мне тут дали кольцо возврата, но я не буду им пользоваться, Amulet of Recall — это величайшая вещь. Так, теперь Альдрун. Как-то на изях я со всеми ее прошел. Держи. Yes, this is what I wanted. Now I can finally study these Thurgs the dwarves wrote about. I'm impressed by your dedication to scholarship. Good work, Atari. Duties. Yes, I was wondering if you might check up on one of my colleagues in the Dwemer ruin of Chuleftings. The last excavation report is long overdue. One of my colleagues, Senilius Caduceus, is engaged in official imperial research. He was supposed to give me an excavation report every month, but has not sent one this month. Go to Chuleftings and find out what is going on. You can get there by going around the mountains near Suran and heading northeast along the Foyada Nadanat, or you can start in Molag Mar and head northwest towards Mount Kand. Go north around Mount Kand and along the north side of the Fuyada. Интересно, так.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
Но он на карте есть, это легко. По крайней мере, я надеюсь,
I
что это
must be
легко.
going, so if you could make it quick.
Качается? Да, весьма. Так, Морган. Нет. Ага. Вот тут я задумался. Возможно, что лучше даже так.
Where would you like to go?
Молагмар, нет, здесь такого нет, зато есть... Так, что-то я запутался. Где я? Да, все правильно. То есть мне вон туда, что ли? А, во-во-во, все, распутался обратно.
Make it quick, bossman.
Да, ребятки. Да, ребятки, что могу сказать? Ну давайте хоть так путешествовать. Что-то фигня
Make
какая-то.
it quick, Outlander.
Что же мне с вами делать-то, а? Через Бранора должен
My time
попасть
is
туда.
precious, so make it quick.
Наконец-то! Пипец, вот эта дорожка. А вот Молагмар, это уже, да, это уже что-то. Да, мне просто немножко надоело по всей этой штуке ползать, поэтому я просто полечу. Да, мне настолько надоело. Ну, если есть что-то на карте, тогда это же вообще просто. Тогда берешь и идешь. Все же правильно, да? Ну да, вон я ее нашел. Ну, все. Ага, вот он. I am Senilius Caduceus, and this is my daughter Pania. I am excavating this Dremer ruins. Oh, did Edwina send you? I'm afraid I don't have an excavation report for her. I don't exactly have the excavation report for her. Tell Edwina everything is fine. We've just had a few setbacks. Our native guide, Anas Vandu, is missing. He was taking notes for our next excavation report, but he must have taken it with him when he disappeared. Somehow he must have gotten into the lower levels. Would you try and find him?
What's this about?
В общем-то, я просто могу там идти и всех спасать. Так, извините, а lower level у вас где вообще?
Well met.
Вот это ваш lower level, извините. Допустим. Опа. Да, это таки вот туда мне открыло дорогу. Так, а вот тут может быть опасненько. Весьма. Тук. Мне надо найти тело этого чувака. Короче, так, здесь его нет. Думаю, что он вон там. Так, где мои стрелы, блин? Вот они, например. А вот. Так, репорт прочитать. Report 11. Our excavations have turned up little in these last few days. I have found nothing new in the ruins. Everything seems as clean as undisturbed as the day we first opened the outer doors. I know there are unexplored depths. I can feel massive Dwemer machinery still running beneath my feet, even as I write this, but I can find no way to get to it. You must not give up on us for lack results this soon, Edwina. I'm sure a great discovery lies somewhere below. If only the secret of Passwall were not lost nearly a generation ago, with a few of those precious scrolls, I would be in the lower levels already, where the real discoveries are to be made. There is some good news. I have also discovered that Mzuleft you were looking for. Apparently Mzuleft is the proper name for the large Dwemer ruins south of Dagonfell. Be careful not to confuse them with the ruins of Dark nearby. The last of the Dwemer Centurion spiders in the upper levels was finally disabled and dismantled for study. I wish we could study them while they are still active, but that is far too dangerous. I also heard a strange story about the Centurion spider that we captured and sent back to Cyrodiil. The ship captain I hired wrote to me that an odd story. He said that the spider nearly broke through its cage several times while near Vardenfell, but once he left the Sea of Ghosts, the Centurion suddenly stopped working. What happened next shows that he had more wits than I gave him credit for. He ordered the ship turned about, as they approached Vardenfell again, the Centurion began moving just as suddenly. This is a curious phenomenon and certainly deserves more investigation. Так, а это что? This book was apparently written in Dwemer and translated to Old Maris. Only fragments of the Old Maris is readable, but it may be enough for a scholar of Old Maris to translate fragments of other Dwemer books. Guide Old Estriel led with foot flames in the town for the town center were laid dead for quadrangular gardens. Ask the foundations and chains and vessels their naming places, why they did not use solid sound to teach escape from the earth bones, nor nourished them with frozen flames. The word I shall have once written of this art our lesser cousins speak of when their admirable ignorance. But neither words nor experience cleanses the essence of the strange and terrible ways of defying our ancestors' transient rules. The translation ends with a comment in Dwemer in a different hand, which you can translate. Put down your ardent cutting globes. Your Old Maris has the correct words, but they cannot be properly misinterpreted. Да, это прикольно. Dwemer Kyrus влезет? Думаю, что да. Trapped. Ой, какие хорошие вещи. Дорогая штука. Ну, в принципе, все, можно возвращаться. Did you find Anas Vandu? Did you get the excavation report? I feared he might be dead. This is terrible news. I should never have let him explore the ruins alone. Did you find the excavation report? You found the report? Deliver it to Edwina Albert in Aldrune. I will continue my work here. Now that the lower levels are open, perhaps we can make more discoveries here. In honor of our deceased colleague Anas Vandu. Ну, в принципе, все понятно. Amulet of Recall, no recall. Travel. Aldrune. Da. Thank you, Atari. This report is helpful. Duties. I want you to find some Dwemer plans or blueprints. Senilius already sent the blueprints he found in Chuleftingth to the Emperor, but the excavation report mentioned Zuleft, which is southwest of Dagonfell. You will need to swim or fly across parts of the Sea of Ghosts. Bring back any plans or blueprints you find. А, ну да, так нельзя, конечно. Excavation report.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
Кстати.
greetings and good wishes to you.
А, Дагонфелл, так это же легко. Дагонфелл легко ищется.
I
Я
must
знаю,
be
где он.
going, so if you
Я
could
знаю,
make
где
it
Мзулевт.
quick.
Да, проблема в том, что я не знаю, как... А, ладно, сейчас. Так, как там надо к этому чувачку? Мзанч. Так, там у нас Альцота, там у нас Вивик, там у нас Суран, там у нас Мологмар. Ну, тогда через Вивик надо, наверное, Балмора. А у меня слишком всего много. Я это не утащу. Давайте в Вивик. Сейчас я слетаю куда надо.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Нет, мне туда. Мне вон туда, конечно. Я себе еще и энчант поднял. Ну лол вообще. А, я его опять потерял, да? Да сколько же можно? Все, я вспомнил, он должен быть там, севернее. Да-да-да, игнорим его нафиг, иначе это бесконечная фигня. Не-не-не-не, туда, туда. Отстань. Так, где этот наглёж-то, блин? Вот там, что ли? Что тут у нас? Релес, Ancestral Tomb, так. Да, вон он, походу опять нашел. Сейчас разберемся. Так, погнали. А, сейчас, секунду. Сначала сделаем так. Ну какой бэтл? Ну пусть этот бэтл летит ко мне, блин. Так-то мое почтение, 11К. Что-нибудь есть за 1000? Ну, даже так, да. А, я немножко дурачок. Сейчас, секунду. Так, мне интересно, я смогу продать вот эту штуку теперь? Ну, типа, продал, да. Кто меня заинтераптил? Ты? По кассике. Че, мне надо ждать вот так, что ли? А, я нажал Until Healed, вот я баран. Вот, теперь все работает. Это я просто не знаю, как вообще вещи здесь работают почему-то. Хорош. Что-то все равно там очень много всякой мусорни. Но я с этим сейчас пока ничего не сделаю. Так, Magic. Что с Мэджиком? Да, я пока сейчас ничего не сделаю. Ну, я вот всякие свитки могу продавать. Причем у меня есть еще теперь кольца на эти самые, поэтому там будет все совсем просто. Так, ладно. Мистицизм. Ладно, все. Save day 7, даже так. И хорош. Все.